What is Christmas without games? It is not the same at my house without someone getting a game and playing games around the fire or around the table. Now here, what I want to do is kind of tell you maybe our top 10 games that we recommend for this Christmas season for the year 2014. Some of these are brand new, some of these have been around for a little while, and I'm going to try and tell you a little bit if I recommend them for what age group, whether it's a family game or whether it's one of those you better be prepared to sit down for hours and it is serious games. So I'm going to start with a new one. Now this is new to our store. This isn't necessarily a new game. It's been out for a couple of years. And I'm going to show you two games by this artist. This is his most popular game, famous game I should say, and it is called Love Letters. Now it's a perfectly fine game with that in mind, but the point of this game here is what you're trying to do is everybody is, there's a bunch of different princes, and this is an adult game as I tell you about this, but these princes are trying to get a love letter to the princess. And so this is, you have to be kind of tricky in order to get your letter to the princess first. And as you pull cards and as you draw different things, there are different people and different obstacles that are going to get in your way as you're trying to get there. And it helps if you're a little deceptive, if that's okay to say, but it's also a game that you have to really use a lot of deduction in the game to kind of guess what the other players are thinking or are going to do in order to make sure that you get there first. It's designed for 2 to 4 players. It's not a very long play. It runs about 20 minutes, but it actually is quite a fun game. Love Letters. Now another one that this particular, I don't know if we call him an author or what, but what he has made is another game, and it's from one of my favorite companies called Blue Orange. We've featured their games a lot here at the book table. They came out with a game this year, and I hope I'm saying this right. I think it's Naya. Naya, I think that's how I say it. And Naya, maybe I can show you better on the back. Naya is actually a one-person playing game. So this is fun. You can take it on a road trip with you. It's small enough that you can fit it on a book on your lap, or even great for like maybe an elderly person. But I really like this game. It's quite fascinating. So you lay the board down, and it ends up making, this is a version of like tic-tac-toe, but it's a lot fancier than tic-tac-toe. So as you lay it down, all these cards have coordinating features, whether it's a bird or whether it's a leaf or whatnot. And so as you pull these cards off, it's kind of the reverse of tic-tac-toe. You have to match up, and you can only take which ones coordinate with each other, and you replace it with a black coin. If you line up all your black coins in a row, you win. So you can play 1 player, 2 players with this, no more than 2 obviously with the tic-tac-toe version. But it's got that little intriguing twist on it that you have to use the same characters and the same looks on it in order to achieve your goals. We have a demo of this at the store. It takes like 3 minutes to play, but it's really, my husband actually quite likes playing this game. It's kind of a fun little stocking stuffer game that you can go with. Another one I want to tell you about, and this one is not new. It's the store. We've had it for several years, but it's one that I recommend. Now this is one I would probably start at, we're going to say 6 years old maybe on this one, depending on how smart your 5- and 4-year-old are. But Sleeping Queens has always been one of my favorite games, especially to play with that age group. Sleeping Queens was actually designed by a 6-year-old girl. She had a dream and she made it real. And it actually tells the story inside of it, and it's really cool. And she was just this average girl, and she came up with this concept one time and told her parents, and poof, they made it into this awesome game. But what you're trying to do is collect as many queen cards as you can, and you're trying to wake them up. You have 6 cards in a pile in front of you, and there are dragons that get in your way and potions that get in your way, and the object of the game at the end is to wake up as many queens as you can. But a really fun kind of fantasy game. Again, it's going to last about 15-20 minutes, but I've played this with several adults, and it actually is a really fun game. Great for the family, again starting at probably age 6 for Sleeping Queens. The next one I'm going to show you is 5 Crowns. Has always been a very popular game here at the book table. It's one of our top selling games, but just in the last 2 years they've come out with 5 Crowns Junior. The same company also produces Set and Quiddler, and those have also been released in the junior version. So that takes it down. They recommend it for an age 6 and up. So again, not anything new, but kind of a great one to be able to bring the younger kids into it. Now, moving back to, again, some of the new games that have come out. This happened to be, we have an employee here that this is his favorite game in the entire world. His life kind of revolves around this game. It's sort of freakish, but it's a really cool game. The concept of Avalon is a village, and it pits the forces of good and evil against each other. King Arthur is the king of this, and he obviously is over all that stands for good and everything that's morally right within the kingdom. Now, if you've ever played the game Werewolves, it's a very similar concept to that game, where there are marauders that are throughout the game, and they cannot be disclosed on who they are. Now, the only person who knows all the marauders is Merlin, the magician. He knows who they all are. And these marauders have certain conquests that they need to carry out without disclosing who they are. I don't want to use the word, but it takes a very good persuasive, not liar, that's a bad word, but a little bit of a storyteller in order to win this game. So it's fun because in that sense you can just get your imagination going like crazy, and it can just be so fun and so and interesting to hear where your story goes. The same game is never played twice. It's originally from the game called The Resistance. It can combine with it, but not necessary to have both of the games. Avalon, I would recommend maybe even more to 12-year-old level and up for Avalon, but a fun family game. Has the strategy of a lot of the older, more complicated games without the long play time. Okay, now this one right here, again, nothing new, but it's waterproof. This is Spot It Splash. So if you're out in the jacuzzi and you just feel the need to play Spot It, you can take these cards and play them in the jacuzzi or with your kids in the bathtub. Kind of fun. The one behind it, Black Sheep, is very much like Blockus. It's a kind of a fun spin and take on that. You're trying to battle the two different sheep in the sheep field. And you know what, again, my husband actually quite liked this game. It may be for a kid's version, but adults alike are going to like it. The last one I want to mention here is a game called Hanabi. Come in, we can show you how to play it. It's got lots of different strategies in it and everything. You're lighting your own fireworks show. But family games are a great opportunity for you to bond with your family and to be able to spend some quality time. So come in here, we can tell you about all these, let you play them, and pick one that works just perfectly for you and your family this holiday season.